What is up, y'all? Today's video is basically like a part two from yesterday's. If you guys did not check it out, it's about Tana Mongeau and Cody Ko. There's a couple updates about this. You know what's so crazy? I literally stopped filming. I went to go make my lunch, and then I was eating my lunch, scrolling through TikTok, and I was like, oh my gosh, Trisha Paytas spoke out about this. And I was like, we haven't talked about Trisha Paytas in a hot minute. And then also, I saw some things about Jojo Siwa. So we're going to be talking about both of those things within today's video. I really did want to talk about this yet again. It's so crazy in the matter of like just a little bit, like honestly, maybe about an hour and a half, how much, I don't want to say things can change, but like obviously I saw a different perspective of things because you guys will see within Trisha Paytas' like clip talking about the Cody Ko Tana Mongeau situation and her being friends. I see a different perspective of things. And I have to say, because I said in that previous video, I was like, oh, maybe people are not taking this too seriously because like Tana Mongeau just kind of like cracked up laughing about it and like everyone, was laughing about it. But then maybe there is a little bit more of a serious side to it. And I did even mention within that video that I was like, you know what? Like me, I'm the type of person, like say for example, of anything that I went through in life, I just crack jokes at and then just make, lighthearted only because I just feel like that's the easier way to go about things. But then Trisha Paytas, I feel like so crazy to say, but I feel like she opened up my eyes to see a different perspective of like, wow, maybe this is like low key like a trauma response from Tana Mongeau. So I did briefly want to touch up on that too. Obviously, I'll play a clip within today's video of what Trisha had to say about it. And then Jojo Siwa, y'all. It's so crazy because I've just been seeing so much of Jojo. I have to say this though. This is how stupid I am. I went to Pride like 2 Sundays ago. I forget exactly when it was, out in West Hollywood, okay? And right after that, I went to Dobrik's. And I am so sorry. Look, I know that like David Dobrik is like canceled and all that, but y'all, he got some pretty good pizza. And, by the way, it's not like the best, but I really do like it. And I feel like it's so close to well, it is so close to WeHo. It's like 1 mile away. So I feel like y'all, if you're like hungry, you want some pizza, and it's like right there. Y'all, I headed over there and I sent my brother a picture. I was like, hey, you want some like Dobrik's pizza? And he was like, oh, no, thank you. He's like, oh, but that does actually sound good, though. And then he was like, Jojo, ugh. And I was like, what? I didn't get it at first. And then now come to find out, and he was making a joke, too, by the way. Like, I don't even think he even knows too much about Jojo Siwa. But anyways, now to come to think about it, Jojo Siwa did a collaboration with David Dobrik. And I didn't even put two and two together because it just said Jojo. And I just felt like so many people go by Jojo, if your name's Joe. Like, I don't know. Like, what about Casey and Jojo, Like, what if they were doing a collaboration with Dobrik? I'm literally kidding. But I just didn't think about it during this time. And you know what's so crazy is I guess she's getting heat online for doing that collaboration with David Dobrik. And I want to know, y'all, obviously I'm not going to make that the main topic of today's video. So I'm just really curious though from the jump of what you guys feel about that. Because say for example, she has been called out before for being friends with Colleen Ballinger and then obviously now David Dobrik and then doing a collaboration with David Dobrik. What do you guys feel about this? I feel like, okay, I'm going to speak from like a business perspective. I feel like David Dobrik is kind of smart if he were to work with influencers to have them have a monthly special pizza. I don't know if you guys remember this brand. It was called Millions of Milkshakes out in West Hollywood, and they would always have a monthly feature of a celebrity would come in and make their own milkshake. Like Miley Cyrus had one, Kim Kardashian, like just so many big celebrities, and it was called Millions of Milkshakes. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. Like I would go in there a lot of times and I just thought it was so cool and such a neat experience because they'll have the video playing of the celebrity like making the shake, you know what I mean? And I think it's a really cool idea business-wise, but also, do you think it's a good idea, and I'm saying that a good business idea from David Dobrik, but do you think it's good business-wise from, like, JoJo? Do you know what I mean? Being that, like, what was it, just, like, a few months ago, she was called out for still being friends with Colleen. Also, a lot of people say about JoJo is that she has nothing but, like, older friends, which obviously can be a little bit concerning, too, that she's 20 years old, but she kicks it with all these people who are, like, 30, which I don't know. I personally feel like it's a little bit weird. You know what's so crazy, y'all, is my brother is 13 years younger than me. He's 21. And I feel like obviously, yes, things are different. That's my sibling. Do you know what I mean? So of course I'm going to hang out with him. But even then, like if his friends, like he's like, oh, can my friends tag along? I'll be like, I don't want to hang out with like you and three other 21-year-olds. Like that's weird. Do you know what I mean? So it's just kind of crazy to see like Jojo Siwa hanging out with like so many older people. But we're going to be talking about her and her like, Pride situation within today's video because she addressed the haters during her Pride performance, and I am so sorry. Like, I just feel so rude, especially because she's so young, but like she just kind of annoys me. But I feel y'all, her Pride performance, well, her performance in my honest opinion kind of sucked, but I'm talking about her speech that you guys are going to see within today's video. I was like, Okay, she kind of did that. Honestly, she kind of did. And you know what? I was kind of living for it, even though I'm just kind of like, she's a little bit annoying, you know what I mean? And I'm like, woo. Honestly, y'all, she looks like she just like went into like the Target Pride selection to get dressed and just like rolled around in the dark. She's like, shut off the lights. I'm going to run through there and pick out clothes. Recently, I just feel like, whoa, girl, it's like a whole lot. Oh my God. Also, I am so sorry. I'm like Chatty Cathy right now. What do you guys feel about Jojo Siwa wrapping her car with her face? I keep on seeing that all over TikTok and I'm like, why would you want to do that? Like, I get it for branding. I totally get it. But also at the same time too, don't you feel like that's just having a red target on you for like paparazzi to follow you, fans to follow you, like just random people following you? I just don't understand that because to me, low-key, I would be scared. Like, I've seen Michaela Nogueira before like post her license plate online before and I'm like, why would you do that? Like, people are gonna see, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just like, I want my privacy, you know what I mean? I could not imagine doing that, which I feel like is low-key a little bit, sketchy. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about those two topics within today's video. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Let's get into it. First, I want to talk about the Trisha Paytas situation, which, by the way, if you guys did not see, she gave birth to her baby, I want to say on like May 24th, I think. Y'all, I think her baby's a Gemini. You know what's really crazy? I don't have any like thoughts and opinions about like girl Geminis, but all the guy Geminis that I have ever encountered in my life, they scare me. I'm so sorry if you guys have any guy Geminis out there. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from them, y'all. I am so sorry. My ex was a Gemini and that was tragic. And I had two friends before that were guys that were Geminis and I'm just like, whoa, talk about the multiple personalities, but also too at the same time, I don't know. I guess I have like Gemini in my chart like twice, so I don't know. Also, sometimes you just don't click with yourself, so maybe it's me that has the multiple personalities and I don't click with people that are like me. Maybe that's just it. Anyways, I do want to start this off by playing a brief little clip from the Trisha Paytas podcast, so check this out.
This is wild. Okay, so did Cody ever say anything? Okay, so I haven't really kept up on this because, like, I also, I like love Tana more than anything. So it's like, I was want to see stuff about Tana. I like don't want to like click on it because I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Like, it actually hurts my heart for real because I feel like she talks about a lot of her stuff that's like she realizes not okay later on. That like trauma that's happened with, especially men. Like a lot of guys just like her really young, and it makes me like actually so sad.
Oh my God, don't look at me. But Cody Ko, I can say that I was literally 17.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of tea. I feel like she would never like Tana's somebody who doesn't say something unless there's like backup. Like you can, you know what I mean?
Something that's so
verifiable and like it's out there. And you can tell by her response that it's kind of like traumatic or she holds some sort of resentment because obviously she's like, I can say that because I was like 17. And like you really don't say stuff like that unless you have sort of like a triggered response or something like that. That's something triggered you.
So see what she had to say right there. I feel like for me personally, I feel like she kind of like opened up my eyes to see like, oh my gosh, like maybe this is low-key like a little bit of a trauma response. I have been told that before, like several dark things that have happened in my life. I'll crack a joke about them. Do you know what I mean? But also I know, and y'all, a friend's sister of mine had said before, well, you making fun about situations like that as a trauma response. And I was like, okay. I was like, what do you mean by that? And she's like, well, because like it was something traumatic that happened in your life that you just crack a joke about it. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? Cry about it? Like, do you know what I mean? My whole thing about it is if people want to consider this or that or whatever to be a trauma response, what's the appropriate way to handle things? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm going to be so for with you guys, me being 34 years old, if I went through something traumatic in my life and I crack a joke about it, I feel like that's just so much more easy than me like sitting there like crying about it. Do you know what I mean? And to each their own. I'm not sitting there talking trash about anybody who does like sit there and cry about things, but also at the same time too, I just feel like, I don't know, laughter is the cure for me because it just makes things easier. Even like y'all, even when I'm going through something in the moment, I still crack jokes about it because I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and just like cry over it and like ruin my whole entire day. It's like, no, let me make a joke, and that's like me getting off my chest. But I have come to realize within this whole new generation and like social media and everything like that, I just really feel like I'm a rare breed over here that I just crack jokes about everything that bad happens in my life. And I don't know, I feel like that's the appropriate response for me personally. I'm speaking for myself only. I'm not saying obviously out of other people. Also, oh my gosh, speaking of like the new generation, please tell me why. And like speaking of pride, because we're about to talk about Jojo Siwa, I have been seeing that guy, and I can't remember his name. Oh my God, it bothered me because I had it on the tip of my tongue. Way back in the day, and I'm talking about like this must have been like maybe 15 years ago. Like, y'all, I want to say this video came out when YouTube was brand new. I don't know if you guys remember that guy who like sings, he dresses up like a girl and he goes, oh my God, cheers. shoes. He performs at a bar for Pride. I don't know where, but y'all don't even understand. I would have lost my mind. Like, I went to Pride. Well, there were so many different Pride events going on right now. Y'all, we have like Long Beach Pride, we have LA Pride, we have WeHo Pride. I'm like, there's too much to keep up with. So I don't know exactly which Pride he was performing at. But the way I would have lost my mind if I saw him out there during Pride, because y'all, during that time, I don't know why I literally have goosebumps right now. It was so like nostalgic for me to even see that because I completely forgot all about it. But I specifically remember this time on the internet, it was like very lighthearted. Everything was funny and it was all about jokes, and this guy singing about like shoes, and just the video. It's just so iconic to me. And then I thought back of like, when I was that age, and I was like, damn, like life on the internet used to be so much more peaceful. There was like not drama, not haters, like people just having fun, making stupid videos. And it's so crazy because this day and age, everyone's too scared now to make like all types of crazy videos because they're gonna be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get canceled. But that shit was iconic. I was like, not him performing at Pride. Like, I thought that was so cool. And speaking of performing at Pride, I do want to talk about this Jojo Siwa situation. Obviously, as I did mention earlier, that she, was being called out on the internet for, doing a collaboration with David Dobrik, but I don't know. I just feel like she just doesn't care, which, like, there's a side of me that does like that. Like, cool, if you feel like David Dobrik's your, friend, that's your homie right there, and you want to do a collab with him, cool, stand on it. You know what I mean? Because I guess at the end of the day, even if somebody does do something wrong, and in my opinion, I feel like David Dobrik did do something wrong when it came down to the Jeff Wittick situation, I feel like he's still going to have friends nonetheless. So if she's like publicly supporting him as a friend, then I guess that's just her prerogative. But then also I could understand why people are like, throwing shade at her, because it's like, girl, you're over here publicly defending Colleen, and then obviously you're doing collaborations with, I was going to say Jeff, with David Dobrik. So you know what I mean? I get why people are talking. But I specifically wanted to talk about this like whole Pride situation only because I feel like I haven't really talked about Jojo Siwa too much on my channel, because I'm like, she just kind of irks me. Like, I don't know why. I just feel like she is like way too much. I'm like, girl, I feel like she like boofs energy drinks for breakfast, because she just is over the top. It's a lot of energy, and I'm like, I can't keep up with her. But y'all, check out this Pride performance.
This was a new comment for me. It wasn't about the dance that I do. It wasn't about my hairline. It wasn't that I'm a 5'9" giant toddler. It said, this man needs to be stopped. They said that to me. The straight guy told me that I need to be stopped. This man needs to be stopped. That's how I felt, till I realized two things. Number one, my is bigger than his. And number two, I more girls than him.
As y'all saw from right there, she was responding to the haters, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't even gonna lie, she kind of ate with that. She really did. I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? Good for her for having a sense of humor. She has been getting so much heat online. I feel like within the past year, more than ever, and she has been on social media like damn for like years and years and years now. She's been famous for so long. So I feel like now that she's finally like coming into her own, she is like really clapping back at the haters, and I want to say good for her, even though I still find, like, I don't know, I just find like the things that she does. Like, I saw this video of her like dancing, and I was like, goddamn, girl, you're doing the most. But anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.